What up, people? We just finished our NBA fantasy draft for the 2025 through 2026 NBA season. This is my fourth year doing the NBA draft with some friends of mine from back home. And yeah, man, I'm going to be posting some clips of that, so stay tuned. And yeah, it's going to be a fun year, man. In previous years, it's been a lot of drama with people trying to maneuver their way to having the best team, and a lot of unorthodox things and a lot of questionable behavior in the past. So we're hoping to avoid all of that this year, man, and just have some clean, good competition, man. A little trash talk, a little bit of a competition, man. Just keep it fun. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm gonna share my screen, and yeah, man, just go over how I got everything set up. My league is called the Never Broke Again League, for obvious reason. This might actually be my fifth year doing NBA fantasy, because I believe the first year that we did it was on an entirely different league, and then I ended up figuring out how to actually run it, and then I just started this one. So this will be the fourth installment with this league, but probably my fifth time hosting. I didn't host last year. I was part of a different league, but some miscommunication happened with the other league leader. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, y'all want to do fantasy this year?" And I was like, "Man, yeah, let's just run it back, man. Let's bring NBA back, man. Let's bring Never Broke Again back." Everybody's locked in, man. Everybody's down, man, to have a good time. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun and interesting, man. But yeah, we did the snake draft, and I'm gonna go over my team that I got. I basically ended up with the third pick in the draft. I should probably just I'll do a draft recap after I go over my team. So my first pick pretty much was Luka Doncic. I had the number 3 pick. Wemby was off the board. SGA was there. Giannis was there. But I had my eyes on the prize this whole time. I had Luka Doncic on my mind. Even if I had gotten number 1 or number 2, I would have gotten Luka Doncic. And my friend got Jokic, and Jokic is the safest pick in the draft. But I feel like my heart is just with Luka. I feel like he can put up the same numbers as Jokic this year, but he gives me that connection that I need, because he's one of my favorite players right now. So him and Anthony Edwards are probably my favorite players in the league right now. So shout outs to them, man. And it's like, dang, hate to see me coming, boy, with Luka on my team, bro. It's like, come on. All he got to do is stay healthy, bro. And then I believe my second pick was Jalen Williams. Well, looking back on it, I probably could have made a different pick. I remember him having a cast on or something wrong with his arm, and it was like very skinny, and he was still working on we're doing everything on his left. So I'm not really sure how his season is going to go, but he had such a great season last year that I feel like he's only going to step it up a notch. I don't see him regressing. At the very least, he'll at least be the same player. And if he takes a minute to pretty much speed up on his production, I'm fine with that, because I think I picked a good enough role players to carry me. And then after that, I believe I ended up picking Josh Giddey. It was coming down to like Josh Giddey or Tyrese Maxey or something. And we always make jokes about Josh Giddey for some things that happen outside of basketball. But man, he's just one of those guys where you never know he's going to drop a triple-double. And I don't see anyone on that team other than Kobe White that takes the ball out of his hands. And he did really good last year, and then he fought for this contract that he settled for this year. He was fighting for more money, but it didn't work out. And I feel like he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And yeah, I just feel like, yeah, I'm not worried about perception. This is stats, sports, and basketball. So, and then I got Franz Wagner, man. I really love this guy. I have my eyes set on Franz Wagner just because he could play small forward and power forward, and I feel like he's just going to turn it up a notch. Yeah, they have Desmond Bane on the team, so some of his field goals might go down as far as points, but I feel like that's just going to increase him just focusing on other things on the basketball floor, and he'll probably still put up the similar numbers and probably have better efficiencies as well. So shout outs to him. And I needed a center, and I do this every year. I usually get my centers towards the end, but I kind of pushed it a little too far, but I couldn't help but take some of these players that I took right here. But I ended up getting Miles Turner. And I feel like, yeah, out of the centers that were available, yeah, Miles Turner was a great freaking pickup. I think I passed on Sengun. I actually passed on Sengun to get Josh Giddey, which I might end up regretting. That's what it was. So then I was hoping Miles Turner would turn up, and then Miles Turner would turn up, whatever. But yeah, I was hoping Miles Turner would be available, and then he was. Compared to the other centers that I had available, I was like, yeah, he's got a chance to really make his mark in Milwaukee, and increase his production, really, and be Giannis's real third sidekick. Hopefully one of those guards. Ooh, I got to go back and pick up somebody. I just thought about who I need to go pick up on the Bucks. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Then Derek White, no Tatum. Anthony Simons is good, but he might come off the bench, man, messing with the Celtics coach. Derek White, and I just feel like, yeah, I know what I'm getting from him. Jalen Johnson, as long as he stays healthy, he's up here, bro. He's there. He's gonna put up those numbers, bro. He's gonna be dropping double doubles. The only thing with him is staying healthy. Last year he cost me in the end because he ended up having that shoulder surgery. And I just pray to God that it's not like a lingering thing, because he likes to bang a lot too. But I couldn't help but take him. But I'm glad that I took him with this risk towards the bottom of the draft versus the top of the draft. So that was a calculated risk. I was praying he was available, and he was. Trey Murphy, one of those same people that's going to put up buckets. And yeah, they got some new rookies, and yeah, they got Jordan Poole, but Jordan Poole is really just going to replace the production of he's really just going to replace the production of CJ McCollum. And Jordan Poole's a little bit less efficient than CJ. And Trey Murphy was kind of he kind of blew up yesterday. He kind of came out of his shell last year. And I expect him to continue to turn up this year and possibly be that number 2 on this team, and Jordan Poole would be the number 3 option, which is a good play-in tournament type team if they can figure it all out. Then here we got Alex Sarr. Man, by now, anyone watching this channel should know that I'm a huge Washington Wizards fan. They should know that by now. And I was like, dang, okay, I picked all of these forwards and guards, mostly forwards in hybrid positions, but I don't have a center. I was literally going down to the wire trying to think of a center, and I was like, man, screw it. I'm going to go with my heart, and I picked Alex Sarr over Mark Williams. As soon as I picked Alex Sarr, I forgot about Kel Ware. Man, because that guy has been a monster in preseason. And I know he's going to be playing with Bam throughout the season, but man, the things that he was doing in preseason was giving me like generational big man talent, like things that Alex Sarr is only dreaming of doing. And they were making jokes about not looking at my cheat sheet. And I was like, screw it, I don't need my cheat sheet. But if I would have had my freaking notebook, I probably would have most likely picked Kel Ware instead of Alex Sarr. And yeah, then I got another whiz kid in Cam Whitmore. I just got him at the bottom to see what he's going to do, to pay more close attention to him. He has a chance to blow up and be that guy on the Wizards. Then Shaedon Sharpe, same thing. He has the chance to just blow up on the Portland Trail Blazers, especially since Scoot Henderson is injured. Same thing with Toumani Camara. Probably less chance to blow up than Shaedon Sharpe, only because there's so many people that play his position, but he's so versatile. I couldn't help but get him. But Alex Sarr and Cam Whitmore have the most likely chances of getting waived from my team, and Mark Williams, especially considering this one player that I'm about to go look at. I might have to consider dropping Cam Whitmore, and I took a risk on Mark Williams. I just need him to stay healthy and get boards and rebound and fill in when I need a center. So hopefully Alex Sarr just not disappoint me this year. Because if he disappoints me and Kel Ware turns into like an all-star type center, I'm going to be so mad at myself. And I always do I do a similar mistake every single year. It's always that one mistake that I make in my draft. The rest of my draft was perfect. Took a couple of risks, but that's what I do. And I feel like I would have had the perfect roster if I had picked Kel Ware. But maybe I can figure out I can trade Jalen Johnson for Kel Ware. Maybe he'll do that. And then I can just drop Alex Sarr. Yeah, and move some stuff around. Yeah, I'm about to start making some deals, man. I'm about to start making some deals. Yeah, let me go to the draft recap. I'm just going to recap it really quick. and just show how it flowed, like the top picks. So round one, Nikola Jokic went first, Victor Wembanyama. My buddy did not pick Nikola Jokic. He would have chosen Luka Doncic as well, but he was busy bull crapping around, and he ended up getting Jokic, which isn't a bad pick, obviously, but me knowing him, yeah. And I called him. I was like, yeah, you already know who got Luka, boy. And then the guy who picked Wembanyama, he's a very intelligent basketball head person, so he made a very calculated decision. And yeah, not a bad choice at all, but I wanted Luka, and I think my boy Pop wanted Luka, but he ended up getting Shea, and Shea probably would have been like his number two, but Luka is Luka, bro. Shea is Shea, but Luka is Luka. Everybody loves freaking Luka, but now Shea is that guy, but it's like, what more can he do? Is he going to do the same thing that he did last year? Then cool. But Luka going to do, we got a feeling Luka going to turn the hell up this year, bro. This is going to be the best season of Luka's career this year so far. Wish I could have somehow got Luka and Cade, but whatever. Can't have them all. Giannis, we already know what he's going to do. Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, maybe he'll figure it all out and just turn it up a notch. We know he's going to put up the production in real life, but what's he going to do as far as fantasy? Sometimes his real life production doesn't really equate in fantasy for a lot of factors. It's a bonus. You already know what you're getting, man. You gotta go big. Usually I prefer to be at the bottom because you get to get Cade. I would have got Cade and then turned around and got Giddey or somebody. No, not Giddey. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I would have got Cade and Karl Anthony Towns. Cade and Paolo Banchero. Yeah. Trey and Paolo Banchero. The Sabonis and Cat. I would have just got Sabonis and Cat. Like, yeah, man. But I just wanted to show the top of the draft. We're doing a 15 week regular season, and then we're doing 3 rounds, 2 weeks each. And we cut off the last 3 weeks of the season because there's always like injuries or players sitting out. But I wanted to keep the playoffs at 2 weeks to make it feel like a playoff, to make it feel like, hey, even though you are losing this week, you still got a chance to come back the following week. If your team just blows this team out the water, you still got a chance. I've seen it happen. So I wanted to keep it at 2 weeks for each round, but I also wanted to cut it off so that we don't have to have too many excuses about injuries and people playing, sitting out games. So yeah, that in order to do that, I had to make the season 15 games, which I think most fantasy leagues have them at 18 games. So I basically took those 3 games away from the regular season and added them to the playoffs, essentially. But yeah, man, it's going to be a fun year. I'm excited. I'm glad I got to get the league back jumping. Glad I got to do it with some old friends. And yeah, man, stay tuned for more content.